Fine. So let us start with the training. Today is the first day, and of course, everybody is out here to learn. Okay. Well, it's a single term. It's something people say that fine, I want to learn Selenium. That's okay, but it's not just about learning Selenium in the course. Okay. Apart from Selenium, you have to learn a lot of things. Okay. Primarily, you have to learn Java. Look, majority of the people coming to us, they don't have a programming background. Okay. They're manual testers. This is the major roadblocker for them. All right. And believe me, if you learn Java properly, we will be doing in the training, you will get the access to the videos as well. Okay, if you learn Java properly, learning Selenium is not at all a problem. If I ask any experienced Java developer to look at Selenium and understand the commands, I think he'll just take 2 or 3 days to understand it and he'll be able to work on Selenium very easily without any training or help. Okay, so the basic thing is Java, and you need to understand Java. This is the major thing. All right. People come to us from different backgrounds. They have the requirement that fine, they have a project and they want to implement the project in their company, or they want to crack interview. Right. Look, this thing is possible from the training, but yes, it's something which will take time. All right. It takes around 6 to 8 weeks of practice to reach a level where you can actually confidently sit down in the interview and can crack it or you can work on a project. All right. It's not something which will happen immediately. Okay, even after this training you will have to practice. We are here to train you. I'll make you understand everything, but eventually if you are not practicing during the weekdays, this is a weekend class, if you're not practicing, this thing will never come to you. I am working in IT industry since past 18 years. Okay, and I've been training since past 7 to 8 years. So from my experience, this tool is something which nobody can teach you in a class. It's you who has to sit down after the class and do the coding. It's like mathematics. Okay, unless you don't solve it, you don't actually learn it. Fine. Now, look, the objective of this course, or many people ask us that, fine, I'm sorry, I'm just taking 5 to 10 minutes to explain you how we are going to go about, and then I'll start off. Okay. Many of us, many of you, they come down with expectations that fine, we will be working on some live projects or some good scenarios during the training. Okay, we will work. Okay, but I cannot just directly jump over to it from day one. All right, because we have to build the basics and all, and there are a lot of things involved. Okay, as a beginner or as a layman, it's very easy to say that fine, I want to work on a live project. Like for example, if I don't know how to drive a car and I go to a driving school, and on the first day I have the expectations that fine, I will be running on a highway at a speed of 100 miles or something. So it's not something which happens instantly, it happens with time. So this is also something which will happen in a time. A live project or a scenario or whatever people ask me, okay, this is actually known as a framework out here. All right. Now, this is the objective of this course, to help you learn how to build a framework. Okay. Now, what is a framework and how does it work? To understand that, you have to understand automation. Okay. Of course, Selenium is an automation testing tool. There are many tools, UFT and all. Okay. So, this automation is generally done during the regression phase of the testing. Regression phase means the test cases are ready, the application is stable. Okay, you have a huge application, it's running since say 2 3 years, it's bug free, there is no bug in it. Okay, it's actually in the regression phase. Fine. So at that phase, you end up using automation. All right. But at times these days, people end up using automation during the initial phases as well. Okay. So things have changed, but in the beginning, what used to happen, it used to happen in the regression phase when things used to be stable. So these days, people have started using up in the initial phases and it creates a problem. Generally, automation is supposed to be done on stable projects. Okay. Because if the application is continuously changing, then to change automation scripts, it is a huge task. Suppose there is a manual test case. Okay, it takes you just 3 minutes to test it. Okay, if you want to build a script and if you want to automate it, all right, the same test case, maybe it takes you 1 day to write the test, automate the script. But after the script is made, it keeps on running and it keeps on testing stuff. All right, but understand the fact the effort involved is huge. It happens on real time scale. It happens like this. Okay, a 3 minute manual test case might take you 1 day to automate. And if the application is unstable, then if the application changes, then to change the automation test, it takes time. So generally, it is used in the regression phase where all your sorry test cases are ready. All right, the application is stable. Now, when the test cases are ready and you are given the task that fine, these are 500 test cases and you need to automate them, then what kind of strategy will you apply, Selenium? How will you automate those 500 test cases? So, the strategy which you make is known as a framework, and that's what the goal is in this training. Okay, that how do we build the framework? Okay, there are different strategies with which we can build the framework. So I'm just giving you an overview that how we are going to go about it. Okay, so in this course, by the end, we'll be doing a framework, but it's not just about building the framework. There are many other things which you need to learn. For example, you have to learn Java. You have to learn the Selenium command, Selenium WebDriver command. Okay. Apart from that, you have to learn a test ng or a JUnit. Okay. What are these terms? I will explain you sometime. All right. So I'm just starting off. Just give me some time. I just want to tell you that the end objective. Okay. So test ng and JUnit, and then we have to use tools like and Maven. All right. Uh, File reading programs. Okay. We have to learn Jenkins. We have to learn Git. Okay, we have to learn Selenium grid and all. So we will talk about all this stuff in the training. Okay, now I'll just so okay. Now, how are all these things related to each other? When we combine all of them together, we end up making a framework. Okay, so the thing is basically if somebody gives you some test scripts to automate. Okay, suppose these are some of the test scripts which you need to automate. Test script 1 and then test script 2, test script 3, 4. Okay. And you have to read the data from some Excel file or some JSON file or some properties file. Okay, there are different sources if you want to read the data. You want to generate some good HTML reports. You want to put the screenshots in reports. You want to put some messages in the report that what happened when all these 4 test cases were running. All right, then you have the requirement that um, at times you have to make email systems and email the reports to the clients. All right, then you have to configure um, grid in the system with Jenkins and Maven and what are these tools? I will tell you later on. Okay, so there's a lot of task involved. Okay, you have to run the test cases one after another, generate reports, read data, or maybe you want to run the test cases parallelly. Okay, or at times you would want that you want to run the scripts by skipping one test case and continuing with other ones. Okay, so to do all these things, we use a centralized controller. This controller is a test unit testing framework like Test NG is there in the market, JUnit. We have BDD frameworks like Serenity BDD or a Cucumber BDD. Okay, so these things, this centralized controller, if you don't know what these are, just forget it. You do it in the training. I'm just giving you an overview. Okay, so this centralized stuff, it reads the data, it passes the data to the test case, and it helps you run the test case. Okay, it generates the reports, it emails the reports, it helps you connect with different external systems. And all right, fine. So this in whole is known as a framework. If I talk about Selenium, then Selenium is just in this blue box. Selenium will only help you write commands which will interact with the browser. Okay, with Selenium, you can only write commands which interact with the browser. Okay, fine, nothing else. Now, to learn Selenium, the first thing is, as I told you, you need to learn Java. And this is the major roadblock. To understand, if you learn Java and if you learn Selenium, then learning other tools tomorrow, like if you want to learn Appium, which is for mobile automation, or even if you want to learn UFT, which is again automation tool based on VB, or if you want to learn REST Assured. REST Assured is for API testing. Okay, all the web services testing happens REST Assured. So learning all these tools like JMeter or something, it becomes easy for you because you get a certain background. I'm telling you this from my experience because people who end up learning from us, like when they learn other tools, it becomes easy for them. All right. Now, to start off with Java, the first thing is that you have to understand the concept of object-oriented programming. Fine. I'm assuming in this training that you know the basics, that is, you know at least if statements, for loops, and all what they are. Okay, I am starting with object-oriented. Fine. So if you open a browser, if I open a browser and if I go to the official website of Selenium, okay, and if I go to the download section, then first of all, this is the latest and the stable build of Selenium. Selenium 4 is available in the market, but it is not stable. It's not recommended to use it. Okay, right. This is the latest version. And moreover, on the website, the first page of the website, okay, on seleniumhq.org, if you go over here, it's written Selenium automates browser. So it's an automation testing which is only meant for browser applications. Fine. And under the download section, all the downloads are available. Of course, we are going to do it with Java. So these are the links. This is the link known as Java doc. We will be referring this link a lot during the training. Okay. This link will take you to the official documentation of Selenium with Java. This is the technical documentation. It is known as Java doc. All right. And this Java doc has got different classes over here, and we will be talking about them. You cannot understand it without understanding the concept of oops, which I just told you. Right. Okay, so first thing is installing JDK 8. Please install JDK 8. It is supported by Selenium. Okay, just go to Google and type JDK 8. I think most of you will be having this. All right, you can install it from the Oracle website. All right. And the next thing is you have to download Eclipse. Fine. You can go to Eclipse downloads and Eclipse is editor. Most of you must be having it. You can download the Eclipse ID. You can install it on your machine. Fine. When you start it, it's an editor in which you write the code. Okay. There's nothing to tell about this tool. Everybody knows about it these days. All right. Now, when you start off Eclipse, please make sure you have JDK 8 installed. Don't install JDK 11. Okay, it's not supported by Selenium. You will fall into troubles. Okay, those guys, they don't support it. All right. Now let Eclipse open. If you want to ask me any question, you can use the chat option, or you can uh, actually unmute yourself and you can talk. All right, hold on. Now, when you start up Eclipse, it gives you this Workspace Launcher window. Okay, you need to enter the path. The path which you enter will be the path at which we will be storing all the code during the training. The complete training code will be stored under this path. Okay, so meanwhile Eclipse opens, fine. I want to talk about this. Uh, Hold on. Yeah, this Java doc. Okay, now understanding object-oriented programming is the primary goal before I jump over to this Java doc. No Oracle account is not required to download JDK8. You can simply go on the website and you can download it. Okay, when I downloaded, it was not required. Maybe they have put up this condition. You can create a free account if they have put up this condition. But last time when I downloaded, Oracle account was not required. Okay. One more thing, when you ask a question, please direct it to everyone so that everybody can see the question in the chat. All right. I was asking the question that to install JDK8, whether Oracle is required or not. Is my voice clear to everybody? Seema says my voice is not clear. Okay. Seema, check your was once or internet. Okay. One more thing. Sometimes people keep mobiles near the laptop. Please keep it a little away. It at times interferes with the WebEx conference. All right. Now this is the welcome screen in Eclipse. You can close it. All right. And this is the project explorer and all. Close the outline. You don't need this. All right. Create a new Java project or go to other, and under other you will see Java and Java project. Start off with the project and I will call this project as day one. Fine. And hold on. So when you create this project, all right, you'll get the day one folder over here. Okay. If you expand this, you will see GRE system library and the source folder. Okay. GRE system library is nothing but Java which is installed on your machine. Okay. And the source folder will have all your Java code and all everything. Okay. Fine. Now in the source folder, we'll create a new class. Class means a Java file. All right. And I'm assuming you know basics of Java. You have seen the videos. You at least know main function and all. Okay. Right. If you have not seen, you can have a look at some sample videos, free videos on the website. Over there, I've explained. All right. Look, if you are a kind of person who has never done programming, okay, never learned Java, I request you to watch the videos first and then join the next session. You will be doing a great mistake by directly coming over to a 30 hours class in which I am supposed to teach you Java as well as Selenium and a project. I have a limited time. I have 25 to 30 hours in which the project itself eats up 12 hours. Okay, in the remaining time I have to cover Selenium commands, I have to teach you Java, so it becomes a little tough for me as well. So I start off directly with OOPS. All right. So starting off with oops, right, I'll create a new class, right, and I'll call that class as say, fine, this is a Java class. Hold on. Public class. Now we can define few properties of the, for example, name of the, price of the, string and integers. Okay, I hope you know what string and is. Right. Now, these are the two parameters in this fruit class, nothing else, which define a fruit. Okay, and I'll make a new class known as a client. In the client class, I will keep this checkbox check public static void main. Main is the executable function in which the control comes up to run the program. If I print system.out.println, this is the command in Java to print something, and I write over here. Alright. The shortcut is you can type SYSO and hit control spacebar. Command will come up. Fine. And when you run this code in the console, this prints. Now, before I jump over to the usage of fruit class which I have created, let me tell you few things, okay, which will be used later on. System.out.println, what it does. Okay, if I write over here A, B, and C, it prints whatever is there and then moves the cursor to the next line. You see, the cursor will move to the next line in the console output. It's blinking at the next line, so that whatever you print afterwards will be printed on the next line. So if I run this code, it will print A, then bring the cursor on the next line, print B, bring the cursor on the next line, and print C. If I remove this println, if I just write system.out.print, print command will not move the cursor on the next line. Okay, if I run this code, it will print B and C on the same line, because after printing B, it won't take the cursor to the new line C. Okay, right. So this is what this client class does. All right. Now, once this is over, okay, it's printing A, B, and C. Once this is done, right, there is one more thing. At times, people close console by mistake. When they close console by mistake, okay, they don't know how to bring it back. So you can go to Window, Show Console, and bring the console back. Or at times, people close this Project Explorer window. You can bring it back again by Window, Show View, Project Explorer, and it will come back. Okay, fine. Now this is done. Let's move over to the fruit class which I had created. Now I'm going to use this class in the client class. I'm going to do something known as creation of the object. Okay, I'll create object of fruit class in the client class. You write over here new. When you write this command, you are creating the object of the fruit class in the client.java. And what do you mean by creating an object? By saying I'm creating an object, hold on, I actually allocate a memory space. In that memory space, the parameters of the fruit class, name and price. Okay, I can create as many objects as I want, and as many memory spaces will be allocated, and every memory space will have the parameters name and price. Name and price. Okay, right. So these are the three objects, but you cannot access these objects. To access these objects, you need to make object reference. You need to write, say, fruit f1 equals to new. So f1 is known as object reference. Okay, f1 will point towards this. Okay, f1 will point towards the first object. All right, and with f1, you can access the parameters of the object. All right, you can write f1 dot name is apple. f1 dot price is 200. Fine. And similarly, you can assign a reference to this. I can decide that I can say fruit f2 is null. That means f2 is not pointing anywhere. f2 is just hanging in the memory. Maybe on the next line I can make f2 point to the object. Okay, f2 means null means that f2 will just be there in the memory but not pointing anywhere. Okay, later on I can decide that fine, f2 should point towards another fruit object. All right, and I'll just call it a simple name A, and f2 dot name is B, and f2 dot price 300. Similarly, you can initialize another fruit object, which is fruit f3, and I can initialize the parameters. Pretty simple. Okay, but if you look at the fruit class, only two variables are there. By creating object of this fruit class, I can simply give every object a different value. Okay, out here we have this as A 200, B 300, and C 400 with F3 pointing to. All right, fine. Now if I print the parameters, if I print over here, I can print the parameters in the object f1 dot name, and you might feel that it is simple, but listen carefully. I'm going to teach you something quite important. Okay, it will print the names respectively A, B, and C. Okay, so technically these parameters are known as non-static global variables. These are non-static global variables. All right, fine. And we can have functions. We can have functions like public void, say print details. This will print the name and the price of the fruit. This is the concatenation operator with the string in Java. Okay, so print details function is also a non-static function. This will come up inside every object. Okay, fine. When f1 is calling print details, if I write f1 dot print details, this will go ahead and print the details for f1. Because f1 is calling the print details function. Okay, the print details function of f1 will use the name and price of f. All right. If I write f2 dot print details and f3 dot print details, run the program. See that it prints A, B, and C, A to 200, B to 300, and C to 400. Right. Okay. Now, if I change the object, if I write f2 equals to f3, now here comes the different part. f2 equals to f3. This means that make f2 point to f3. f2 will not point here. So one object can have multiple object references. Okay. One object can have multiple object references. This is possible. Now f2 and f3 will point towards same object. If I print the names again, I'll put a demarcating line. And if I run the program, it will print A, C, and C because f2 and f3 are pointing towards the same object. Okay, right. Now f2 and f3, any one of them can change the state of the object. If I write f2 dot name is z or x, then print the same stuff and run the program, it will print a, x, and x. So this is the thing. Object is different than object reference. Object is there in the memory, it is standing there, and object reference is different. Okay, there is a huge difference. Okay, between object and object reference. In Selenium, everything is inbuilt. Everything in Selenium is inbuilt. All the commands are inbuilt, all the classes are inbuilt. You just need to create the objects of the classes. Okay. For example, just ignore what I am doing for a minute. I have not taught you this thing. Okay, just hold on. Just ignore what I am doing. You're not supposed to worry. If I write over here, there is a class known as ChromeDriver in Selenium. This class is responsible to work with Chrome. Okay, this class teaches you how to work with Chrome. And if I run the program just by creating the object of ChromeDriver, okay, the browser Chrome will open. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Everything is inbuilt. You need to create the objects, you need to use the pre-built functions in the objects, and that's it. And that can only be useful to you if you know how to create objects, if you know the basics of object-oriented programming. Each and every command in Selenium is inbuilt. Okay, right. Now, in the fruit class, if if I declare a category that whether this category is veg or non-veg, then every object you create, you will write f1 dot category is veg. Of course, all the fruits are vegetarian. Okay, then f2 dot category is veg, f3 dot category is veg. Fine. So all the categories are vegetarian. All right. So how do you manage this? Because unnecessarily keeping the same value in every object, it doesn't make a good sense. Okay, I can keep the category as veg over here as well in the third object. So we don't do that. What we do is that we declare this variable as static. By declaring static, okay, this category variable will be stored somewhere over here in the memory. Okay, and it will be common to all the objects. Okay, it will be common to all the objects. All right. If you look at the code, you will see yellow lines over here. These lines say that fine, this is not a non-static variable. You should not be able to access with object. This is a static variable. It's not the part of the object. It's somewhere else in the memory. Don't access it with the object. It's giving you a warning. To access the static stuff in a class, you can access it directly with the class. I can write dot category is veg. You can directly access it with the name of the class. Static stuff can be accessed directly with the name, and non-static will be accessed by creating the object. Okay, non-static stuff in a class can be accessed by the object, and static stuff in the class will be accessed by creating the object of the class. Anyone with any question? If you have any questions, let me know. All right, fine. Now this is done. The next thing, the next thing is how will we use this static and non-static stuff, and what is the actual usage? Okay, how we actually end up using these features in Selenium. Okay, but for that, the first thing is that you have to understand how do you configure Selenium in your project. Look, I don't want to first teach you Java basics, then Selenium. I'll be going parallelly. So let us see how this object-oriented stuff can be used in Selenium. Okay, look, for that, you can configure Selenium in this project first. Okay, look, if you right click on the project, you will get a lot of options. One of the options is properties. Okay, under this, you have resource. You can go to this. This is the path of the project. You can click on this icon, and the project day one will open out here on the hard drive. under the workspace path which we had given earlier. And under this, you will be able to see the source folder visible in Eclipse. Source folder has got Java file, client.java, fruit.java. Okay. Corresponding to Java file, we have class files which lie in the bin folder. Corresponding to Java files, we have class files, and class files, they lie inside the bin folder. Every Java file is converted to a class file. This class file is like an executable file, which is given to the client as well. Okay. So suppose in a project, you are working in a project and you have number of Java files, say 1000 Java files. So corresponding to all the Java files, you will have class files. Okay. And when you have to give these class files to the client, you don't give it like that. You put all the class files in a single file. This single file is known as a jar file. And this jar file is given to the client. Okay. And that's what, when you install Java on your machine, the Java is there in the project in Eclipse as well. Okay. This GRE system library is having a lot of jar files. It is actually Java which is there in your machine. Each jar file has got a lot of class files, and these class files can be used. Each jar file has a lot of class files. Okay, fine. Now, if you, for example, if I write over here system.out.println date, date is an internal class in Java which I can use. Okay, you'll get the error, move the mouse over the error and put java.util.date. I've created the object of an internal class known as date, and when I run the program, it will print the current date, time zone, year, everything. Okay, so this is what the date class does. It makes your work easy. It is internal class somewhere in the jar file. It's making your work easy. All right, fine. I hope you got my point. So when Selenium guys made Selenium, they gave jar files. There is no exe for Selenium. If you go to the Selenium site and under the download section, right out here, um, under the download section, you scroll down and you will have this download link from which you can download the jars of Selenium. Okay, so when you download the jars, you get, hold on, just a minute, guys. My PC is hanging. Just 1 minute. Right. Yeah. Done. So when you open this, yeah, you open the folder, extract the folder, and you will have this client combine 3.4.41.59. This is the main jar file of Selenium. Don't You don't need this jar file. This is the source jar file. It actually contains the source code of Selenium. Okay, you don't need this. Under the libs, you will have many other jar files. All right, we will requiring these all. Okay. So you need to import these jars inside Eclipse to make the project Selenium. So you right click on this project and go to the properties and go to Java build path. Okay. And click on add external jars. Add the main jar file. Also add the jars under the lib. Don't forget to add all these jars. Okay. And say apply and close, and you can simply import these. Okay. And um, you will see a section. You will see a section on the right side, reference library. If you don't see it, then make sure you are in the Java perspective. Click on this perspective icon. This is the perspective icon. Click on it and select Java from here. Fine. And under reference library, you will see jars. Okay, right. Now you can start using. How do we use Selenium? What are the concepts in it? What are the things in it? Okay, let us look at that. Fine. So I'll create a new class known as Basics of Selenium. All right, and I'll open the documentation, Java docs. All right. In the Java docs, if you scroll down, you will have WebDriver written over here. Okay, right. This is the interface WebDriver, and these are all the classes which are implementing the interface. Okay, now what is an interface? How do we use an interface? I will talk about it later on. Okay, I cannot just tell you about interfaces right now. Fine. Now, out here, these are all the classes which are present inside Selenium. Okay, all these classes are there in Selenium and we will use them. One class represents one browser. All right, one class out here represents one browser like EdgeDriver, FirefoxDriver, InternetExplorerDriver, FirefoxDriver. So one class represents one browser, and um, out here I'll start with Firefox. Okay, Firefox. If you just write FIRE, hit Control Spacebar, you will get the browser name, the class name FirefoxDriver. Okay, right. If you keep on typing, it will get listed out. Okay, and it will get imported as well. Fine. If you want to import it manually as well, so you can move the mouse over this. Hold on. Let me create the object for this. Move the mouse and import option will come up. Okay, right. So just by creating the object of Firefox driver, if I create the object and run this, okay, you will see that a blank Firefox window comes up. Fine. It gives me some error as well after that. I'll tell you. Right. Look, you cannot just directly work on this. There are few drivers and all which you need to download. Okay. To work with Firefox, you have to go under the download section of the website and you will have third-party browser drivers. Under this, you will have Mozilla Gecko driver. Go to this latest link and scroll down. Download the zip file for your operating system. Okay, right. There is a exe, Gecko driver exe, which helps to run Firefox. Okay, every driver has an exe. You take that. The action cannot be completed because this file is open. Hold on, just a minute. Just 1 minute. This file must be running in my background under the tasks. I need to update this file actually. Yeah, so this is the geckodriver.exe which you need to download, and you need to give the command before opening Firefox. You need to write system.setProperty webdriver.gecko.driver, and you need to give the path of eclipse. Okay, you need to give the path of exe, and now if you run this code, exception file spelling, it is telling me this file is not existing. Okay, this is drivers S in the end. Sorry, make sure the path is correct. Okay, and now you see that a blank Firefox will open. Okay, you can create the object of Firefox driver. You can write over here Firefox driver f1 equals to this, and you can take Firefox to any URL, say http yahoo.com. Mentioning the protocol is important. There are a lot of functions in this driver, non-static functions. One of them is get, which takes the browser to a certain URL. Make sure you mention the protocol in the URL. So when you run this code, okay, so if you open yahoo.com, fine. Similarly, for Chrome, as I told you earlier, there is ChromeDriver. You can create the object of ChromeDriver and import it and run it. It will open Chrome. For you, it won't open because for Chrome also you need to. Sorry, guys. For Chrome also you need to open. Uh, for Chrome also you need this thing. Okay, this exe. Guys, just a minute. I'll be back. Just hold. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah. So this is the Chrome browser. Okay, for Chrome browser, you need to go back and there will be a Google Chrome driver. You open this, okay, and in this you have this link. Click on this, and you download the zip file. Okay, this zip file will have the Chrome driver exe. Okay, and I this zip file will have Chrome driver. This is the one, and you need to write the same line Chrome.driver, ChromeDriver.exe. Okay, so when you run this code, you need to keep this exes. You need to set the system property. Okay, this is mandatory. This is how Selenium works. They create a driver for automation in the browser. Okay, right. So you can create the object like Chrome driver equals to new Chrome driver and Chrome driver dot get, go to a URL. Fine. So when you run this code, it will take you. Yeah, Sharan, if you have any question, you can ask. If you do any mistake, if I say write W in capital over here and run it, it will give you an error. In my case, it won't give you. I'll tell you the reason later on, but you will get an error that this is not a good command. Okay, so please be careful. Right? In my case, it won't give you because I'll tell you I've set it in the system path. I'll tell you something. Now to work with Firefox, guys, one thing you need to understand. These two major browsers on which we automate. First of all, turn off automated updates. Look, suppose the current version of Firefox is 67 and Selenium is supporting 60. Tomorrow, if 68 comes up, Selenium stops supporting it, and your browser gets automatically updated overnight. So it creates a problem. So go to Tools and go to Options and go to Updates and select this. Update that. There will be an option over here. Never check for updates. In your case, it will be there because right now it is Firefox updates. Mine is a latest one. Okay, so this creates a problem. I today updated it because 67 got supported. Be careful with the updates. For Chrome, make sure you are using the latest Chrome and latest exe. Okay, in Firefox also, you make sure that you use the latest exe. All right. For Edge and for I, there is I is still there, although it's dead. Microsoft has stopped improving I, but still companies use it. For I, you have got Internet Explorer driver. Okay, this, as the name suggests, Internet Explorer driver is for I, and you need to download. For I, you need to download 32-bit I, or you need to download 64-bit I exe from here, depending on your I bits. Fine. Once you download, you can write the line system dot set property webdriver dot I dot driver and to the value to the path iDriverServer.exe. And when you run the code, it will launch I. Okay. And if you write I.get, it will go to the website as well. Okay. Right. But to work with I, you have to be careful about a few things. First of all, make sure that the zoom level is set to 100%. Should not be more or less. It will give you an error. Okay. Zoom level should be 100%. Then go to Tools or Internet Options. Under Security, you will have four sections: Internet, Local Internet, Trusted Sites. For all these four sections, uncheck this option, Enable Protected Mode. Okay, right. Please disable the protected mode. All right. Then you have in I, you have this tools, internet options, advanced, right? If you go down under security, you will have this checkbox, allow active content to run files on my computer. Okay, so check that. Okay, allow active content. You have to do these three things. Okay. Now these days, Edge browser has also come up. So you have got EdgeDriver for that. EdgeDriver class is this. You create the object of EdgeDriver. Okay. Same command, go to Yahoo. And for Edge, you have to be little careful. Okay. If I open up the Edge on my PC, then in Edge, you have this settings. If you go here, you have settings, and you will have the Edge HTML version. You see the version 17.1713. Okay, this is the version. Now, out here, if you visit the website, scroll down, you will have the Microsoft Edge driver. If you click on this, it will take you to the Edge website, Microsoft website. Over here, it will tell you the release of the exe file, the versions of the exe file. This version is for the release 1713. Download this. Download the exe from the Microsoft corresponding to your Edge version. So it will be, I have downloaded and kept it over here, Microsoft WebDriver. Okay. So these EXEs, they have the capabilities of automating the browsers, and these are provided by the owners of the browsers itself. Okay. So you need to write system.set_property webdriver.edge.driver, and you have to give the path of the exe. Right. Now, if you run the code, you will see the Edge browser opening up and going to Yahoo. Okay. Right. Now, it's done. Now, one thing, guys, if I run this, you will see that Edge opens up, fine, and it takes you to Yahoo. Okay. But if I run it again, if I run it again, it will give you an error. Only one instance of I can be executed. Other browsers won't give you an error. But in Edge, make sure that only one instance is there. Okay, in Chrome you can open as many, in for Firefox you can open as many. For every driver, I have to write this line system.setProperty. Okay, you can run away from this. You can actually prevent it. All right. This is the path where drivers, all the drivers are kept. Okay, keep all the drivers in a single folder. All right. And then go to the My Computer properties. You can set an environment variable in your system. Okay, this go to advanced system settings and go to environment variables. Under system variables, scroll down, you will be seeing something known as path. Edit it. In Windows 10, you will see this screen. In Windows 7 or 8, you will see this kind of a screen. Okay, in Windows 10, edit this, create a new path variable and paste the path of drivers folder, single slash. Okay, in Windows 7 or 8, you get a window like this. In the variable value, go to the end, put a semicolon, and paste the path. Be very careful. Put a semicolon and paste the path. Click on OK, OK, and restart your PC. Once you restart your PC, the drivers folder is there in the environment variables. All these exes are there. So after that, you will not have to give the path of the exes. The browsers, they will automatically start up, like it's happening in my PC. Okay, you can avoid this by giving exes in the path. Okay, fine. I hope you have got my point. Now, if I open the documentation, if I go to seleniumhq.org, out here, uh, we have this download section, and you can go to the Java doc. You can scroll down. There will be something known as WebDriver, which I told earlier. These are all the driver classes. There is Opera driver as well, and Safari driver for Opera and Safari, but these are unstable. These are not required. Okay. In Selenium HQ SEMA, go to the documentation, scroll down, and under WebDriver, you will be seeing all the drivers. Under this link, WebDriver. Okay, I'm recording the session. You will get the recorded video. All right. So Safari driver and Opera are not used. Okay. Remote WebDriver is used. I will talk about it later on when I talk about Selenium Grid. Selenium grid is used to run the test cases parallelly across different machines. I'll talk about it. Event firing WebDriver, we don't use that much. It's for complex events and all. So there are different drivers for every browser. Now the question arises that whether I have to learn every driver separately. Will I be learning every driver separately? The answer to this question is no, you won't be learning it separately. Okay. The next thing is we have to understand the concept of interfaces in Java. Once you understand the concept of interface, then understanding this thing, these drivers is also easy. What if I have to make a simple script which will run across all the browsers? So again, answer comes up from interface, concept of interface in Java. Okay, right.